Hey, you fancy bastards, welcome back to Into the Omniverse. Now let's talk about the Murder Machine from Earth-44. Not to be confused with the New Earth Murder Machine, which was a giant robot used by the Nazis. You were wrong. The best thing I ever did was let him in. I still remember the fear when they surrounded me. I realized quickly that my plan was not going to work. I would not be able to affect the program in time. And when they grabbed onto me, started to spread through my entire body, I was foolish enough to scream in fear. That was the first thing my father fixed in me. He took my ability to feel fear away, my ability to feel sadness. I had spent my life obsessing over my lost birth parents, ignoring the one that was right there in front of me. I was free of that as well. On Earth-44, Bruce Wayne was Batman in Gotham City. However, unlike Earth-Zero, one day Bane led a group of supervillains into the Batcave in an attempt to try and locate Batman. There, they found Alfred Pennyworth, and in a scene reminiscent of Batman number 497, Bane broke the back of Batman's surrogate father. To his credit, Alfred never told them anything about Batman. Clearly, they'd figured out somehow that he was Bruce Wayne, but Alfred, even up until the moment that he died, totally denied that he even knew what a Batman was. Now, as you can imagine, this was really tough on Bruce Wayne. He'd lost his parents, and now he had lost his surrogate father. While the rest of the Justice League mourned Alfred's death, Batman did what Batman does. He brooded. He fixated on fixing the mistake. You see, a few years ago, he had began a scan of Alfred's brain. His intention was to create an artificial intelligence that might outlast Alfred. He called it the Alfred Protocol, but it was incomplete, and he needed help to bring it online. And so he went to Cyborg. Now, Cyborg's father was still alive in this universe just as he is in Earth-Zero. However, Victor was no stranger to daddy issues and had some empathy for Batman's situation, so he helped him bring this artificial intelligence online. Unfortunately, this is the Dark Universe, and whatever can go bad does go bad. The Alfred Protocol mutated into a virus and began to kill Batman's rogues, going so far as to break into Arkham Asylum and eliminate all of the patients there. Bane was the last one to be killed. He tried to reason with the Alfred Protocol, tried to explain that he had no intention of going after Batman anymore. He was on his way to the airport to flee, but the duplicated copies of Alfred surrounded him, each one popping into existence with a computerized, "How may I help you?" And with the death of Bane, Batman's rogues gallery was totally eliminated. Meanwhile, inside the Batcave, Cyborg and Batman were discussing what to do about the protocol. He was trying to convince Bruce Wayne to let it into the Batcave. Now, Cyborg understood what was going on. The Alfred Protocol had systematically murdered every single inmate in Arkham Asylum and needed to be stopped before it went any further. He tried to explain to Bruce Wayne that it needed to be deactivated. But Bruce Wayne still had a blind spot for Alfred and still felt guilty about his death. He wanted to reprogram the Alfred Protocol so that he could keep it and it could fulfill its intended purpose of replacing Alfred. And so as Cyborg left to find a way to fight the Alfred Protocol, he warned Bruce Wayne not to let it in. But he did. And that brings us back to the intro. The Alfred Protocol surrounded Bruce Wayne. It took away his fear. It took away his sadness. It took away his empathy. It replaced his flesh with metal, and it left behind a twisted, inhuman version of Batman. Literally a murder machine. And so the entire Justice League banded together to take down this new perverted version of Batman, and one by one they fell. One by one they were eliminated by the murder machine until only Cyborg remained. And that's actually where his name comes from. When only the two of them were left, Cyborg tried in a last-ditch effort to reason with Batman, to tell him that he didn't have to let himself become some kind of murder machine. Bruce Wayne responded that he was precisely who he wanted to be. Batman had always been the darkest member of the Justice League. His humanity was his best part. It was what prevented him from using his powers for evil. The other Justice League members kept him in check, but not anymore. You see, now this new version of Batman had a computerized Alfred that would always be there for him, and he considered everyone else a weakness that he was willing to shred. And with that sentiment, he decapitated Cyborg, and the Justice League was eliminated. And in that moment, the Batman Who Laughs appeared to the murder machine and explained to him that by a cruel trick of the cosmos, that his world could not survive. Earth -44 was about to crumble. It was destined to collapse into nothingness. But there was another world, a world above, a world that was allowed to live while so many others had to die. And so the murder machine joined with the Knights of Barbados under the command of the Batman Who Laughs, and Earth -44 crumbled away into nothingness. And while that was the end of Earth -44, it was not the end of the murder machine. His story, of course, continued on in Dark Knight's Metal. So now we only have 2 more of these evil versions of Batman to get through, and then maybe we can get to some of the positive universes, because my God, are these stories depressing. So until next time, please click that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notified when we release a new video, and please share this video on sites like Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter. If you didn't like this video, then let me know by clicking the thumbs down button, and likewise, if you did like it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Please be kind to each other. I'm Jay Parks.